Hey everybody, my name is James Frasca. I'm a video production specialist here with NDI November, and I am super excited to introduce you to Paul Richards from PTZOptics, and he's going to tell us all about the SuperJoy and some of the great features that it can do. So, Paul, why don't we throw it your way and you tell us all these great features?
Hey everybody, welcome to another cool episode of NDI November. Happy to be here. I have a little presentation coming through NDI to my producer that I can show you guys. But what I'm going to talk about today is the PTZ Optics SuperJoy. So what we have here is the NDI joystick controller. I believe it is really the certified NDI joystick controller, meaning it can discover any NDI camera on your network, and it can send commands through HTTP and CGI to NDI devices. So what I'll show you today, and I'll do a little live demo, is automatically discovering any NDI camera on your network. With the SuperJoy, this joystick will also control any Sony camera, any Panasonic camera, and pretty much any PTZ camera that uses Sony Visca over IP. So Bird Dog, Marshall, there's a long list. Honestly, almost any PTZ camera this will control, including security cameras via unveils. So our engineers have put so much time into this to control almost any system. And to look at it in a diagram here, we've got serial cameras that are daisy chained together. So this can control serial cameras. It can control IP cameras, whether those are using Sony. I'm also going to show Panasonic support today, but also any camera that supports NDI HX3 should be able to be controlled by the SuperJoy. Even cameras coming in over the internet. So down in the bottom right here, I'm going to show you today a camera coming using NDI bridge through the public internet, not even on the same local area network, on a separate local area network, coming in to the PTZOptics SuperJoy. Another cool thing about the SuperJoy is it's got an HDMI output, so you can see the video of this device on a screen as well. So this is actually showing the NDI bridge, and I'm going to open that up in a moment here, going from one wide area network to another, and working over anywhere in the world to control PTZ cameras. So it's really cool. Excited to show that. On this joystick, we also have 4 custom buttons. So those custom buttons, and there's actually a fifth with the button on the top of the joystick controller here, can send commands directly to any device on your local area network that supports HTTP. So on a NewTek TriCaster or a vMix system, you can send a command to start recording or start streaming. It also supports super presets, which I think we'll take a moment at. But before I get into the super advanced settings, it also has a basic mode. And, a lot of this is a quote from one of our church customers. A lot of their team members aren't that tech savvy, and they love the SuperJoy for its basic mode. But for those of pro users on the other side of the world that are using dynamic DNS and controlling, there's actually an API for the SuperJoy, and John Mahoney is one of those folks. This SuperJoy can be taken very far into networking and production. So you can really realize your vision, even if you're just getting started with a couple NDI cameras, or if you're trying to control a couple old security cameras, an NDI camera, you've got a legacy Panasonic, maybe even serial cameras. It can really support it all. So in a moment here, I'm really excited about this. I'm going to show you the SuperJoy controlling a camera from, over NDI bridge. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And the idea here is that your entire ecosystem could be controlled from the SuperJoy. We can send commands to your vMix system for that recording and streaming. We can send commands to decoders and NDI devices, and then of course your PTZ cameras. And I mentioned that HDMI output, it's a low latency video feed from the joystick to any monitor so that you can see the camera you're controlling. This is really good as your team grows and you want to show, more cameras having the capability. Another feature that we've been showing a lot with the SuperJoy is because it supports HTTP commands, we can turn off and on auto tracking. Which is nice because a lot of people are starting to use PTZ cameras for controlling them, but then deciding, hey, I think I want to turn this camera into automatic control mode which we can do with the click of a button. Even that top of that joystick button can be set up, and I'll show that in a minute. Now, something I'm also going to show in my live demo area is a super preset. And what that is a single button that can move up to, I think it's 7 cameras at the same time. And so, for example, you might have, and this is a house of worship, but this applies to almost any situation. If you have 4 or 5 areas of the stage, with a single button, you can have all your PTZ cameras zoom into there. So you might have a left stage wide, you might have a left zoomed in, you might have a center shot. You can automatically move all your cameras to the scene that you'd like with a single super preset. So very valuable. We got a lot of customers using that as well. So I'm excited about this. On November 28th, we'll be doing a webinar where you can actually win a SuperJoy. So check out our website and our social medias for that. But now what I'd like to do is show you guys NDI Bridge, which I have running now. Now here's my NDI Bridge, and I've got it running right here. And this is bridging. You can see I'm receiving, if I might want to zoom into this really quickly a little bit. I'm receiving 5 megabits, 7 megabits per second over the internet. That is where I'm getting this video over here. So if I zoom out, you can see I'm using NDI Studio Monitor to control this camera here. So this is a video source. And how did I connect to this video source? Well, first of all, you set up NDI Bridge, which I'm running here as the host. And then on the far end, we clicked the join button and we joined our NDI bridge here. And basically the public IP address and just has a port number, and you port forward that traffic coming to my computer here, and now NDI bridge is working beautifully. So with the SuperJoy, what I can do is I can log into the SuperJoy. The SuperJoy has an IP address. I log into it, and I can search my entire network for all NDI cameras. And you can see I've got a lot of them. Guilty as charged, right? But one of these here is different from the other. That's because one of these is coming in over the bridge. And there it is. There it is right there. So these have the dash bridge on them, and that means they are coming through through the bridge. And so all you got to do is click add, and you can add PTZ cameras from anywhere in the world and control them. So what I'm going to do here, I've already added it, and I can double check that by looking at camera 6 here is coming in via NDI. All right. The IP address is different from my local area network. It's all the way. Actually, the IP address is actually, I think, the same IP address as my machine. And then now with my SuperJoy, I can control this camera. So I'm just going to go ahead and, oh, it looks like there's someone over there setting up a conference. And you can see I'm not using this PTZ area here, right? I'm using my SuperJoy to control the camera from the far end. So this really opens remote production up for a lot of different scenarios where I can control a PTZ camera from anywhere in the world. So that's what I wanted to show you today is the PTZOptics SuperJoy, all of the features. Some of the things that we talked about is the basic mode that it offers. We offer a matrix mode, and then we offer those custom buttons here, which we have set up to trigger auto tracking. But you can actually set these up to do those super presets where you can have up to, looks like up to 7 cameras. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cameras and a custom command sent with a single super preset button. So really powerful stuff. Thanks for letting me come on today and show this off, what the PTZOptics SuperJoy is capable of. It's really one of the most advanced joysticks available today. It's $899. It is the key to really unifying your NDI productions and bringing everything together into one control platform.
Well, thanks for showing us that, Paul. I really like the SuperJoy controller, and we use one in our studio, so thank you for showing me some of those more advanced features.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, James.
All right, see you later.
See ya.